That's right. It's another knife review, another BPS knife review. So please stick around. Welcome back, everyone. So when I did my last BPS knives, I said there was another one that really interested me, and I said, yep, I ordered it. Well, it showed up today on my doorstep. So excited. Still sealed. Yes. And today we'll be reviewing the BPS Knives HK1S knife with sheath. So, let me get my pocket knife out here and we're gonna break the seal on this box. Here we go. There we are. Boy, those guys, I gotta give them props. They sure saran wrap the heck out of this stuff. This sheath, let me zoom out here a bit. Alright, the sheath looks identical to the HK5 sheath, except this one is just brown leather. Nice and thick. Well constructed. Nice little sheath. Okay. Now I did see some reviews, I said this in the last BPS knives, where people have unpacked these and found rust. Wouldn't surprise me. It hasn't happened to me yet, but we're gonna find out. No, that's got a lot of oil on it. Let me get some paper towel here. We're going to try to soak up some of that oil. I'd rather have a knife come to me like this, soaking in oil, and be perfectly okay, than to not have any oil on it and be just rusty as all get out. Okay. Oh, I see some more oil. Sorry, I'm doing some of this off camera. It's just a little easier for me than reaching around the camera. Plus, I have a cat eyeballing this table right now. And there she is. So I gotta stand back here with this knife in my hand so the cat doesn't commit hara-kiri. Yeah, get off the table. Good cat. Alright. She's off the table and I got the knife cleaned up. So, look at that. And like the other one, this is carbon steel. I'll give you some specs here. Let me move things around. Okay, BPS Knives HK1S. That's S as in Sam. Camping bushcraft knife with leather sheath, outdoor full carbon steel, tanged blade, camp knife, EDC, sharp, Scandi grind, wood walnut handle, Scandinavian sharpening. Made out of high 1066 carbon steel, hardened to 58 to 59 Rockwell, holds an edge well, bush and gear knife, tool well balanced. Dimensions, let me see if I can find the dimensions. They're not where I expected them to be. Ah, here we are. Total length for this knife is 8.6 inches or 220 millimeters. Blade length 4.3 inches or 110 millimeters. Handle length 4.3 inches or 110 millimeters. Blade width going this way, widest point is 1 inch or 25 millimeters. Blade thickness 0.1 of an inch or 2.5 millimeters. Weight without sheath, that's just the knife, is 4.4 ounces or 125 grams. Weight with sheath, 7.4 ounces or 210 grams. And the cat says meow. Alright. Come on. Had to shoo her away. She's acting like she's going to get up here again. Alright. Not sure if that's... Yeah, this thing just needs a good cleaning. I see some spots here and there, but that's just left over from when they made the knife. And look at that. You see that black I just dug out of there? That's from when they buff the knife. That's what buffing compound looks like after you buff steel and it comes off. So there's some dirt right there, basically. She just needs a good cleaning. Walnut scales, and they're Danish oak, or Danish rubbed oak, or Danish oil, I should say. I'm sorry. And I think that's kind of cool that the only thing on there is that BPS knives carbon steel, and that's it. Other than that, she's pretty bare. I like this blade shape, how it comes down. You get a little bit of a belly right here. This reminds me of skinning knives. Very cool. Very cool. Price currently on Amazon is $29.95. And like I said in my last video, you might want to snatch any of these HK or BPS knives, these HK models, up, because if things politically go south in the Ukraine, you might not be able to get them anymore. Just saying. We got some jimping here. Very nice. 90-degree spine. And it's sharp. I was able to scrape my thumbnail there. Yep. Alright. But is it sharp? Let's see. Oh, it feels sharp. Redneck sharpness test. Well, I got hair on the blade. See all that hair? That came off my arm. So it's hair popping sharp. But what about phone book paper? Let's see if we can do some cutting. Holy smokes. Holy snikes, Batman. Yeah, I don't want to mess up with that knife at all, because that will cut you to the bone and probably cut halfway through the bone. That's no joke. I gotta give those guys in the Ukraine props. They know how to sharpen a knife. That had to have been taken to a leather strap or a power wheel. That thing's stupid sharp. Alrighty then. Well, let's check the weights. So let me get my scale here. Alright, let's start with pounds. Weight of the knife. 4 3/4 ounces. Specs say 4.4, so looks like pretty close. In metric, 136 grams. Specs say 125, so it's a little bit over spec. with the sheath. Oh, I didn't even put it in the sheath yet. Let's see how she fits. Oh, that fits nice. With the sheath, 206 grams, specs say 210, and in pounds, looking at 7¼ ounces, specs say 7.4, so pretty close, pretty close. All things considered, not too shabby. Alright, so let's look a little bit closer at our fit and finish. As previously noted, we got some of that black stuff there from the buffing. Oh, that's telling me I gotta go check on something here in a minute. Sorry about that interruption. It looks like it's the same type of little machine bolts that the other one, the HK5, is put together with. Good placement on the lanyard hole. You know, if you're looking for perfectly buffed here, you're not going to get it. You can see the sanding marks. Same thing here. Oh, wait a minute. Right in here, that looks like the beginnings of rust. Right there. I'm going to have to take care of that. This whole thing needs a good cleaning. Take the scales off, clean it really good, rub it down with oil. Just like the HK5, the handle screws protrude just a tiny bit, as you can see. This handle is very well rounded. It fits my hand very well. It's very comfortable. Reverse grip. Yeah. This is very nice. If I was going to a gun and knife show and I didn't know anything about this brand and I picked this knife up, I would expect this to be in the $50 to $80 range, even with the imperfections, because this feels like a handmade knife. It's very nice. I like that handle. I mean, I don't like wood handles generally, but the shape is what I'm talking about. The shape feels very good. Alright. So, are you ready to do some more knife stuff? I am. We got our fun little blade out here. We're going to try batoning this wood. It's like 1 inch or so in diameter. You know, I think anything bigger than a 1/2 inch or 2 inch are going to be struggling to baton with a blade this small. But we will see what we can do. Handle feels good even with gloves, so big bonus there. Well, that was easy. That basically shot apart. That was no problem at all. Okay. Let's get another piece of wood here. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. I got a knot right there I keep running into, and I don't want to cut the shavings off. Alright. Did some feathers, no problem. You know, it cuts really well. We already know that. There we go. That wood is nice and dry inside. Alright, let's just try some basic power cuts. Boy, I like doing this outside. I don't have to clean up. So there you would have the beginnings of a tent stake. You can come up here and finish it. Let's try to, I'm going to try to cross baton this, even though this is a small blade. So we could break this off, let's say right about here, to make a tent stake. Nope, not quite there. Whew, that's some tough wood. Okay, I think I need to go deep right there. There we go. And it sheared it right off. So you could go ahead and finish that and make a tent stake. No problem. And we got no edge deformation, no rolling. That little knife is tough. This is an excellent little camp knife. You know, it's a little small, but I would choose this every day over a Mora. I like the blade shape, the fact that it's got a little belly here. This would make a very nice knife to skin game with. Yep. Alright. Let's head back in the house. I think that's really all you guys need to see. It took a pretty decent amount of abuse. And we'll get her cleaned up. I got the blade cleaned up. But there's one last thing I want to do. I want to pop the scales off, just like the other one. Have a little look-see. Do a little cleaning underneath. And this is the same size Allen as the HK5. It's a 2.5 millimeter Allen. Alright. There we go. Alright. Yep, just like the other one. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to wipe this whole thing down with some alcohol. And then we're going to oil it and put the scales back on. Oh, look at all that. Now some of that is what is called scale. That's from the part of this knife here that wasn't finished, you know. And some of that might be gun oil or machine oil. I want to make sure that I get any machine oil or anything like that off and only leave my mineral oil on. Alright, so I got that all wiped down. Now I'm just going to put some mineral oil on here. And then we'll put the scales back on. Okay. Come on. There we go. There we go. And same thing as the other one, you just want to snug these down. You don't want to over tighten them. If you're concerned about them ever coming loose, a small dab of blue Loctite would be appropriate. There we go. Let me put a little bit of, just want to put a light coat on the blade itself. All right, here we go. I'll rub some of that right into the scales because that mineral oil won't hurt a thing. It'll just help preserve it. All right. So, final thoughts time. What do I think of the BPS HK1S? I think for the knife, it is an amazing deal. We're talking a $30 knife here. It is an excellent alternative to a Mora. I would choose this every time over a Mora. To me, Moras are a dime a dozen. This has a lot more potential. I mean, you can change up these scales. You can finish this up and make this showroom perfect if that's your thing. But this is a very nice knife. It'd make a really good, I think, skinning knife. Maybe take down some of the scale right here and here so you can get a more positive grip with your middle finger and thumb. And use your finger to guide this. Yeah, I think that would be a nice setup for skinning. I think it's a win. For $30, you can't beat that. You can't beat that at all. I'm not a fan of the sheaths, but everybody knows my reasons why in that. I've talked about that in the HK5 video. But that's all I got to say. It took the abuse I could give to it, and it passed. Sorry about the shortness of being outside. The extreme temperatures, at least for my camera, were killing the battery. In fact, it was flashing, saying it was about to die when I cut the whole test outside short and came in. But thumbs up all the way. Well worth the money. If you don't want a large knife, large blade, you know, it's relatively compact type style, get it. Get it now before things go crazy in the world and you can't get it. Lord knows what's going to happen in that part of the world with armies massing at borders. So I will give it a thumbs up. I will see you later on out in the woods. And thank you for watching.